There were days I felt invisible, like I could just disappear, and the only thing they would notice was that the laundry didn't fold itself. I was over functioning, over explaining, and still completely under respected. I thought the fix was to try harder, say it better, be more patient. But what actually changed everything had nothing to do with saying more and everything to do with how I started showing up. I'm going to show you why respect doesn't start with what you say, it starts with how you show up. We will talk about the quiet shifts that I made in my own motherhood, emotional adulthood, self respect, boundaries that completely changed the way my family treats me. And this matters now more than ever because way too many moms are going through all the motions, doing everything for everyone, and still feeling disrespected. They are explaining the rules over and over and over again. They're cleaning up after people who do not say thank you. They're getting interrupted mid sentence. They're ignored. They're treated like the family assistant instead of an actual human. And the heartbreaking part is that most of us think that that's just how it is, but it's not. You can create a home where you're listened to and valued and supported, not by working harder or demanding more, but by showing up in a new way that actually teaches your family how to treat you. Because the reality is, and I tell you this because I love you, you cannot teach your family to value you if you don't value you. If we haven't met, I'm Cassie. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a mom of 3 kids and former queen of burnout. I thought respect came from being the most selfless and the most efficient and the most put together. But when I finally stopped performing and actually just started mothering from peace instead of pressure, everything changed. And now I teach other Christian moms how to do the same and build a home that actually reflects who God made them to be instead of who the world tells them to be. If this is something that you want to be a part of, go ahead and hit subscribe, hop on the train. I would love to have you. You can't feel respected if you don't even know what you're looking for. For a really long time, I thought I just wanted some help, maybe some appreciation, someone to just say thank you. But I remember that season of life so clearly. I was in the same pattern day after day after day. Gearing up for dinner time, I had just cleaned the whole kitchen, probably for like the 3rd time that day. No one had noticed. The living room was a mess again. My son was dumping out all the Legos again. And my husband was asking what was for dinner. And I remember thinking so many of those days, do I even matter here? So what I actually wanted was to feel valued, not for how much I did, but for who I was. I didn't know that was called respect. I just knew I felt invisible. And I'm wondering if you've ever felt like the more you give, the less they seem to notice. I just wanted to stop feeling like the maid and actually start feeling like a human being again. And that's what respect is. It's the recognition of worth. It's not loud, it's not flashy, and it doesn't come from being impressive. It starts with how you view and treat yourself. When you show up in your home like your time and your energy and your presence matter, other people start treating them like they matter too. That kind of shift, though, doesn't happen when you're running on fumes. It starts with what's really happening inside of you. You cannot lead your home if you are constantly in survival mode. Respect starts with regulating yourself. I know for me, I used to believe that if my kids would just listen, then I could finally stay calm and feel better. But I had it backwards. I remember one meltdown in particular where I was bawling on the bathroom floor after helping everyone else calm down. I had regulated the whole, everybody. And it hit me. Like, I wasn't only frustrated, I was actually exhausted. I was doing everything for everyone else while totally neglecting my own needs. I thought that I needed everyone else to calm down so that I could be calm. Can you relate to that? Thinking that peace will come once they finally get it together. But deep down, you're the one falling apart. I thought that way for a really long time. But really, it had nothing to do with my kids or my husband. I just needed to stop abandoning myself. And that's what emotional adulthood is. It's deciding to take responsibility for your own feelings without blaming them on everyone around you. And the more grounded I became, the more consistent I became. And consistent moms feel more respected because they show up like leaders instead of reactors. Respect starts with regulating your own emotions. And when you mother from that grounded place, you stop mimicking other people's playbooks and start actually leading from your own. People don't follow perfection. I know there's this standard that you're trying to live up to, what all the other moms are doing, but people follow clarity. It's your energy that communicates leadership. I spent so many years trying to be the cheerful and efficient and perfectly put together homemaker. I vacuumed all the time. I prepped all the meals from scratch. I smiled through the stress and tried to be like that mom at church. But inside, I was spinning. I was not calm. I was not peaceful. I was super anxious. I was super burnt out. I was afraid to let any of those balls drop. Have you ever tried so hard to get it right that you actually lost yourself in the process? You're trying to copy everyone else, trying to do it their way because their way is clearly the best way. But somewhere along the way, you completely lose sight of your entire calling as a mom. So one day, my son asked me to do something with him, probably build Legos, and I told him no because I needed to finish cleaning the kitchen. Standard, right? Classic scenario. And this one specific time, he said, "You're always cleaning." Now, he wasn't being rude or disrespectful. He was genuinely disappointed. And I was gutted because he was right. It was such a noble cause, right? Cleanliness matters to me in such a big way. I'm not saying to stop taking care of the house, but time and time again, I was sacrificing connection with my family, ultimately prioritizing the cleaning or the cooking. And as important as those things are, I realized I didn't want to be remembered for being busy all the time. I wanted to be remembered for being there for them. And that's why now I let go of this pressure to have everything perfect and to prove myself, have all the outputs of a good mom, and really boil it down, prioritize, and focus on what really works for me and what really works for my home right now in this current season. I give myself permission to actually do it my way instead of everyone else's. That means skipping out on the new cleaning hack that's all over Instagram, or this new parenting tip that just seems to be working great for all these other people, or the new way to do your kids' chores because it just works miracles and you're behind if you're not doing it. You have to skip out on all that and intentionally find your own way of doing it and stick with it when it's working. It'll take some trial and error, but you've got to stick with whatever is working instead of adding more to the plate that's honestly just unnecessary and excessive. That's when my whole energy shifted. It wasn't frantic anymore, it was just steady. And that steady energy feels like leadership, even without words. And that's the thing, you don't have to yell to be firm. Quiet boundaries speak so much louder than any words you could ever say. I know, for me, one of the best boundaries I ever set was kitchen hours. I was so tired of the all day snack requests. I'm definitely a mom with rules, and while I don't shy away from having boundaries, like at all, I was still self conscious that I didn't always want to be the mean mom, saying no to everything. But in occupational therapy for one of my kids, one time the expert suggested establishing kitchen hours, and so I did. I wrote them down, I let everyone know, and something totally amazing happened. I stopped second guessing, my kids adjusted, and dinner felt so easy after that. I'm sure you can think of a time when you were really scared to set a boundary. It feels hard, right? But once you did it, you were surprised at how much peace it actually brought. Boundaries do not have to be dramatic. They just have to be clear and followed through on. Quiet boundaries create predictable structure that everyone can thrive on. Structure creates safety, and safety lays the groundwork for respect, not because you're controlling people, but because you're actually just being consistent. And the most important thing you need to realize in this whole video, if you take nothing away other than this, You cannot expect other people to treat you better than you treat yourself. I used to say yes to everything. Even when I was exhausted, I would put everyone else's needs before mine and then usually resent them for not noticing that I did that. Have you ever done that? If you're a mom, you've probably done that, okay? Overextending, thinking that you just have to do everything, say yes to everything, even though you're running on empty. And the truth is, I wasn't modeling self respect when I was doing that. I was modeling self neglect. And especially as Christians, it's very easy to do this, to get caught in this trap because we want to be selfless. We're taught to sacrifice. We want to emulate Christ and put others before ourselves. But that cannot come at the expense of ourselves. Even Christ took time away from the people to pray or to rest. Once I started protecting my own peace, getting dressed in a way that made me feel confident, taking breaks without feeling guilty about it, voicing my needs, crossing unnecessary things off my list, all of those things really changed my entire home and how it felt and how I was showing up. You don't have to earn respect with perfect meals or spotless floors or emotional martyrdom. You teach your family how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Respect is contagious and it can start with you. So if you've been waiting for your family to change before you can feel respected, maybe it just starts with changing how you show up. If you've been walking around your house wondering, why does no one take me seriously? Or why does everything fall on my shoulders? I want you to know you're not broken. You've just been operating from a version of motherhood that tells you respect has to be earned through over-functioning, over-giving, over-explaining. It tells you that you are at the mercy of your family deciding to change how they start treating you. But the truth is, respect grows in the quiet day-to-day choices that you're making, in the way you show up, in the way you treat yourself. That's the work that changed my motherhood. And it's really the foundation of the masterclass that I created, how I finally found confidence as a mom without doing more and without being someone else. I'll show you the exact shifts that helped me go from invisible to impactful, not by demanding more, but by being someone worth listening to, really becoming someone worth listening to. So if this resonated, get on the list. It's free, it's coming soon, and it might just be exactly what you need right now. Grab my free ebook down below and you will be on that email list. You don't have to do more. You don't have to become someone else. You are enough just as you are, and I'll see you soon.